New England Roller Derby Report would like to thank their production sponsors, Sociopath. Sociopath is a skater-run business offering custom sewn-to-order legwear for teams and individuals. Size-inclusive activewear designed to fit you. Sociopath also offers dozens of armbands and helmet cover options for scrimmage, and competition team discounts are available. Please see sociopath.ca for more details. Hello, my name is Token Redshirt. Welcome to day 3 of the Georgia W Tush Invitational Tournament here in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Joining me as ever is Jax Olotopus. How you doing, Jax?
I'm doing fantastic this morning, Token Redshirt. How are you?
Sweet, I'm good. We are getting ourselves ready for an absolutely amazing game with the Tri-City Juniors out of Waterloo, Ontario, facing up against the Gotham Juniors, who were so dominant over Montreal yesterday.
Tri-City, a little bit of an older team, a little more experience on the Tri-City team, so I suspect a little closer game this time.
Yeah, it was a significant score margin in Gotham's favor yesterday.
Let's run down the rosters.
Skating out of Waterloo, Ontario is Tri-City Juniors, number 11, Red, 113, Brutal Bry, 115, Candy Crusher, 1018, Savvy Bomb, 1977, Chew Blockya, 21, Cinderzella, 34 is Shotgun Shelby, 620 is Manitou, the captain, 007, James Blonde, 716, Notorious LIV, number 8, Bodybag Bird, 888, Skaty McPain, 92, Nerdalicious, and 93, Interstellar. On the bench, No Fair wearing the A, Meg, JWO, and Ziggy.
And skating in the black for Gotham Juniors, number 106, Malice in Wonderland, number 111, Scary Poppins, number 12, Wheel Wolf, number 125, Ferocious, number 27, Cookies and Scream, number 333, Vivicious, number 3377, Beasting, number 39, the Clem Reaper, number 4, Killer Vegan, one of 2 captains for this game, number 42 is She-Rex, number 666, Little Orphan Slammy, the other captain, number 713, Hermione Danger, and on the bench is Bellatrix and Brutal Noodle.
And straight out and in the lead is Killer Vegan, so dominant in that jammer position yesterday for Gotham Juniors. And skating for Tri-City Juniors is Candy Crusher in the jammer star. So picking up a quick 4, Killer Vegan, as Candy Crusher is being sent to the penalty box. Didn't see the call. I suspect that'll be a track cut. So that's going to give Killer Vegan 30 seconds with which to inflict as much damage on this Tri-City Junior team as possible, and does so by picking up another 4 points.
And this is not what you want to give to Killer Vegan as a power jam.
Certainly not.
Killer Vegan, a fun fact about Killer Vegan is an announcer for Gotham.
Wow.
Yes. And has a birthday.
Today?
It's sometime in the next few days, like in this week.
Cool.
There's three Gotham skaters that have birthdays.
Happy birthday, Killer Vegan, when we get there. And the other 2. I believe one of them is Will Wolf.
I believe it is.
Who I'm sure we'll see jamming up for Gotham anytime. So we have a forearm penalty being called against number 92, Nerdalicious. She's going to spend some time in the penalty box. Candy Crusher is now up and through on her initial pass after a cunning star stash. And Killer Vegan reads that, having not made having picked up another 4 points, calls off the jam. So that's going to give 12-0 lead on Gotham Junior. Jax, do you want to run down our officials?
I will. Officials for this game, we've got Iceman, Lamec CC, WEB Destroys, Pinky Rye, Mia Culprit, Pussy Panzerfaust, Chemical Restraint, Ornix and Break, Chalk Maurice, Lil Tex, Dylan, Reverend Riot, Danger Muffin, Dread Hockey, Jen's Hot Gear, and the Feminist Killjoy.
Feminist
Killjoy. Words are hard this early in the morning.
Words are hard. Math is harder, luckily.
Math is much harder. This is an easy one. 12-0 for the Gotham Juniors to start us off.
Okay, so Tri-City just getting themselves arranged. There was no pivot on track, which is why the jam didn't start. And so we called a very quick timeout, an official timeout, while we got the teams organized.
It's also a 4-2 pack advantage favoring Gotham.
Yep, and now we're just going to reset the clocks.
Everything's resetting. It's early.
Yeah. So if you were joining us on the stream for the last game, arch rivals up against Helsinki, you missed an absolute barn burner of the game if you weren't here. We have another one coming up with arch rivals facing off against Victoria Roller Derby. That should be an absolute blast. Werewolf up and jamming for Gotham and is out as lead. Picks up 4 points and then quits the jam. 3 points. And Tri-City call. Sorry, it's called Tri-City pick up, no points. I'll get better at this, I promise.
Like it's early. Words are hard.
So we do want to give a shout out to Susanna Baldock on the stream. Thanks very much for chiming in, saying that we've enabled her and 4 generations of her family to catch up with players of her family who are in the tournament. So you're welcome, and thank you for the compliment.
Warms my heart. Derby bringing people together.
So we have Shotgun Shelby being sent to the penalty box for an illegal contact as Killer Vegan is now out, and your lead jam for Gotham. Tri-City sending out Candy Crusher again. Killer Vegan orchestrating that pack at speed, trying to find an open line and runs into the pivot. And No Delicious.
Killer Vegan getting something she's not used to, a little resistance from blockers at the front of the pack.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how she copes with an opposition or a defense that actually shuts her down a little.
Pretty well from what she displayed there. Just a little bit slower than she was doing yesterday, but still efficiently.
Yeah. So we've got Red for Tri-City Juniors up against Werewolf for Gotham Juniors. Both teams with one in the penalty box. And it's Red who is out as lead jam for the Tri-City Juniors. Their first lead jam of the day. And great to see that after 3 jams given away to Gotham. It's great to see Red taking an easy fall with an apex jump. Werewolf has landed herself in the Gotham City, in our Restaurant Gus penalty box. And it looks as if Body Bag Bird has also gone into the penalty box for Tri-City. So 4-4 even packs. Red picking up another 8 points. Tri-City losing another player, this time Brutal Bry, as Werewolf comes back onto the track. Red picks up another 4 points but stumbles. Gotham not able to get that defense back up and around. That's going to bring her within 7 points now. Werewolf now completed the initial pass and is now scoring. So there's no danger in Red running this jam. Passes another 4 and calls off the jam. A huge 16-point jam brings Tri-City Juniors right back into this game.
And the fans here loving it. A lot of Tri-City support out there. 3-point game. This changes everything. And might have been a little advantage for Brutal Bree to go to the penalty box as she went down kind of hard and was holding her side area, rib area. Maybe 30 seconds, give her a few minutes.
Officials calling an official timeout.
Officials checking with her to make sure she's okay in the penalty box area.
Have I been saying Bry? It's Bree.
Bree.
Brutal Bree. All right.
I would say Bree.
Okay. I'm on it. Edited.
Edited.
No,
This
I've
is
got
what
to
we
do is
do.
erase everything on the internet, and then I could be getting it right from the get-go.
I'm just thankful the internet wasn't around when I was a teenager.
I'm grateful social media wasn't. So Notorious LIV jamming for Tri-City Juniors and gets out as lead jam. Killer Vegan struggling to get by that defense and is now through and on a scoring pass for Gotham Juniors. Killer Vegan does have the speed to shut Notorious LIV down, but it's going to be up to the the Gotham defense. They do a sterling job of managing to limit her to 3 points, and we're into a tied game.
Gives me goosebumps. The track awareness by these kids out there.
The future of Derby is indeed bright.
Absolutely. I mean, and we were talking yesterday on the stream about like Gotham, for example, Gotham being the powerhouse in roller derby that they've been for so long. And you have these kids coming in now, generations of these kids coming in that dream of being Gotham skaters.
Yeah.
And it's a fantastic thing, like where like these girls growing up and their heroes are roller derby players.
So Werewolf back at the jam for Gotham Juniors and is out as lead. Buddy Bagbird's first jam for Tri-City Juniors. Let's see if Will Wolf can do something with this and give Gotham the lead back before Buddy Bagbird has an opportunity to get scoring. Both teams have one player in the penalty box. Will Wolf manages to get by 4, but Tri-City pick up 3 points before she's able to call off that jam. So Gotham retake the lead, but it's only by a single point. So on the replay, Will Wolf bulldozes her way through that defense, while at the same time Buddy Bagbird finds an open line on the outside of turn 3 and hits that line. And we have Notorious LIV jamming up against Killer Vegan's second time today. These two have faced off against each other, and it's Killer Vegan who comes out on top this time. Notorious LIV struggling to get by that defense. One of the Gotham players returns from the penalty box, and the pivot goes into the penalty box. So we're back to 4 players each, unless you can count, in which case Tri-City have 5. And it's jammer on jammer as we exit turn 3, with Killer Vegan picking up 4. Notorious LIV is on the initial pass. Sorry, is now on the first scoring pass. So we'll see if she can close that gap.
Oh, and a nice hit.
That was a beautiful hit. Can you catch the player's number?
I believe it was Red.
Oh, beautiful hit by Red on the turn 4, which just clips Killer Vegan's wings, and so limits the score to 4. We now have 5 in place. That was a great block. So Candy Crusher back up on the jam for Tri-City, her third now. Scary Poppins, her first at jam for Gotham. And Scary Poppins is being stymied by that defense. Some great work by Cindazella and Chublokia, living up to her skater moniker. And it is Scary Poppins with a bit of an assist, who manages to get out for lead jam. Candy Crusher still not able to get through that defense. Wheel Wolf just as effective blocking as she is as jamming. And we have a multiplayer block being called against the Gotham pivot. Candy Crusher makes her way through and is now on a scoring pass. So that's Little Orphan Slammy who's going to the penalty box. Scary Poppins has already completed 1 scoring pass and calls off the jam, having put another 4 points distance for the Gotham Juniors.
That's 2 consecutive jams where Tri-City has given up lead but held Gotham to just 4 points.
It's savvy play from Tri-City. I think they're trying to keep this game close so that should one of the Gotham Juniors jammers go into the penalty box, they'll have an opportunity to get a little further ahead. So we've got Killer Vegan up on the jam line again, this time facing off against Red. Red, when she last jammed, picked up lead, as did Killer Vegan. Killer Vegan gets it again, but Red manages on the inside of turn 3 to pick up. Even though it's not lead jammer status, she is in the lead position. So it's all about how these jammers can get by. And Killer Vegan on the outside, great track awareness, picks up 3 points before the jam is called off. That was outstanding work.
That was so impressive. She took a look back at her bench. She looked like she was going to call it off. Realized that she had easy pickings kind of at the back, as the Tri-City blockers were all at the back of the pack, and in a position where she could grab a few points. An amazing track awareness. Yeah,
Gotham's got a really good skater coming out with Killer Vegan.
The depth of the Gotham Roller Derby organization is huge.
So we have Malice in Wonderland, her first at jam for Gotham. We have Cindazella, her first at jam for Tri-City Juniors. So both teams mixing it up a little. And it's Malice in Wonderland who is out, and with a little bit of an assist from Shotgun Shelby, we have a foot race. Cindazella is hot on the skates. So we'll see if Malice in Wonderland can do the same thing Killer Vegan did. Tries to find a line on the inside. Cindazella falls and falls small, but Malice in Wonderland picks up a penalty and is going to be spending some time in the penalty box. That gives Cindazella a completely open track. No other jammer, power jam.
And Cindazella absorbed a couple of big hits. They were able to stay in play.
Great stability. So both packed stationary, heading into turn 1. And now it's Tri-City going to action, lending the offense. Squeezes by Werewolf on the inside and picks up another 4 points. That's going to bring the Tri-City Juniors within 4 points of Gotham.
And this jam going the full 2 minutes, still 45 seconds remaining.
Malice in Wonderland back on the track now.
Star in hand for Malice in Wonderland.
And so Zindazella recycled back by Werewolf as Tri-City switch into defensive mode. Malice in Wonderland with a Star Stash makes through her initial pass now. And again, Werewolf with that block and that recycle of Zindazella, not allowing that jammer to score any more points. Malice in Wonderland up into the defense, tries to break through that trio, doesn't quite make it. Driven to the toe stops, and a block out by Captain Matitude. Manages to hold her back, but Malice in Wonderland makes it through on the outside, picks up 4 points just as the time is called off at the end of that jam. Tri-City to pick up another 4. So we have a 4-point game with 17 minutes left to play in this half.
Wow. I think this game is a little bit closer at this point than a lot of people might have predicted.
Absolutely.
The jammer line for Gotham, 716, Notorious LIV for Tri-City.
So we have Killer Vegan on the jam line up against Notorious LIV. And it's Notorious LIV who is out as lead just by a fraction. And now we're into a foot race. And it's Notorious LIV who has to give way as Killer Vegan takes the inside line. And as the packs speed up, it's now as to who can get there first. But Notorious LIV calls it off, using up some energy by Killer Vegan. And so with the 0-0 scoreline, we'll move into the next
Again,
jam.
it's that incredible track and pack awareness as the Tri-City blockers had dropped to the back. Had they been in the front, then I suspect that she would have maybe gone and tried to get a couple of points.
Okay, so we have Werewolf jamming for Gotham City Juniors. We have Red for Tri-City Juniors. First time I think both these jammers have been up against each other. And it's Red who on the outside line of turn 1 manages to get lead jam for Tri-City Juniors. Werewolf struggling to get by. Huge block there by Shotgun Shelby. Recycles Werewolf to the back of the pack behind Brutal Bree. As Red tries an outside line, but is blocked out by Malice in Wonderland. Scary Poppins. And we have a Tri-City player being called for a multiplayer block. That's Matitude, I think. And Red picks up 4 points, tying up the game. And calls off the jam. So we're at 38 points apiece, and we're halfway through the first half.
A brand new game.
All set.
All set. It's like the first 15 minutes haven't even happened. Fantastic action. For those of you that tuned in right now, I'm looking, showing about 100 people viewing us right now. Text your friends, DM your friends, let everyone know that they're missing a heck of a juniors game here.
And we're up, Killer Vegan.
Toe stop issues on the track right off the start.
Oh dear. Body Bag Bird, who is out. Second lead jam for Body Bag Bird, and I think the first up against Killer Vegan. Killer Vegan not used to necessarily being in this position this weekend. Body Bag Bird is coming through.
Permian Danger is the one without the toe stop at this point.
And Tri-City Juniors putting up 4 points on Gotham. Not allowing them to score is going to give them the lead. So we've had a lead switch. Just watch this move as fantastic. So Body Bag Bird on the outside manages to get by all 3 of the blockers, picks up the 4 points. The extra point for lapping, the one in the penalty box, and man calls off that jam. It's beautiful.
Chemical restraint, orcs in break, and shock Maurice.
The Apex commenting on the feed, excited about the lead change. And a good timeout call.
Yeah, give the team an opportunity to settle down and regroup.
Absolutely.
So we'd just like to remind you that tomorrow is the day that all of the WFTDA Championship tickets go on sale, including for our international WFTDA Champions Cup here in Montreal. First time outside the US. 3,000 seats means limited availability. Get your tickets early.
Yes, buy early, buy often. 3,000 tickets approximately.
Bring friends.
Bring friends. No more than 3,000 friends.
Bring 2,998 friends, because I need 2 tickets.
All right. And that's going to be, the venue for that will be Centre Claude Robillard.
I don't know, if you want to book accommodation or anything to make a weekend out of it.
I think that's a great idea.
So we have Scary Poppins, second at jam for Scary Poppins. Candy Crusher is up. Both jammers are now on scoring passes, but it's Scary Poppins who is out as lead. And with an assist from Wheel Wolf, blocking off Brutal Bry, allows Scary Poppins to go up the inside and pick up 4 points, close off the jam. That's going to tie up the game. Brutal Bry picking up a track cut penalty, I think.
It was a track cut, yes.
And is going to spend 30 seconds in the penalty box. So it's going to give a 5 full pack advantage to Gotham Juniors when we restart.
And we have a brand new game. All over again. 13 minutes, 20 seconds on the game clock for this first half.
And we have Killer Vegan up against Body Bag Bird again. Killer Vegan looking for an inside line, but finding that door closed pretty hard. And using that maneuverability and that speed, but Tri-City shutting it down. However, Nerdalicious left napping a little bit, allows Killer Vegan to go as lead. Body Bag Bird now through. So we'll see what Killer Vegan can do with this and see if she can regain the lead for Gotham Juniors.
One blocker piece in the Restaurant Gus penalty box.
Killer Bry now released and rejoins the track.
Oh, we got an injury. We got a skater down.
Looks like Body Bag Bird.
Yeah. She came into the pack hard, took some contact, went down face first into the far apex.
Okay, just while we're here, we'd like to thank New England Roller Derby Report, and they would like to thank their production sponsor, Sociopath. Sociopath is a skater-run business offering custom sewn to order legwear for teams and individuals, size-inclusive activewear designed to fit you. Sociopath also offers dozens of armbands and helmet cover options for scrimmage and competition. Team discounts are available. Please see sociopath.ca for more details.
And again, big thank you to our medical staff here. They've been fantastic all weekend.
As Le Boîte Thérapeutique, who've been looking after our skaters, and even one of our officials.
Absolutely, yes. Tending to Body Bag Bird on the bench. She did skate off under her own power and is smiling and laughing on the bench. It was likely the way she landed, I suspect that she took the wind out, knocked the wind out of herself, which is a very scary thing. And just like that, that was a 4-2 jam. She did pick up 2 points in that that dive through the pack there that caused the injury. So it was a fantastic effort on her part, and she was rewarded with 2 points. We have a 2-point game.
You just can't question the commitment, can you?
Cannot. If I've learned one thing about roller derby people in my time in derby is that they are resilient and don't quit.
So we have Malice in Wonderland, who is out on the jam line for Gotham Juniors, picks up lead jam. Candy Crusher is not far behind. So we have a foot race to try and pick up some points. And a huge block by Brutal Bree. Manages to prevent any pickup for Gotham. And, 1 point for Gotham. And Tri-City picking up nada on that pass.
Fantastic again. Like this game is not disappointing for the excitement and the action level.
So we have Interstellar on the jam line for Tri-City Juniors, their first jam today. And we have Killer Vegan on the jam line and picks up lead jam for Gotham Juniors. So with a 47-4-44 scoreline, Number 333, that is Vivicious, is sent to the penalty box.
And
As is Interstellar. So they will spend 30 seconds in the penalty box. And Killer Vegan now with a power jam. And one blocker down on the Tri-City side. This is going to give Killer Vegan an opportunity to score big. So Tri-City have to shut this down. And unfortunately, they're not going to do it with a multiplayer block. That is James Blonde being sent to the penalty box. That's going to swing the pack into Gotham's favor as Vivicious rejoins, as does Interstellar. Killer Vegan, 8 points on this jam so far. Interstellar, I'm not sure whether they've made the scoring pass. Killer Vegan picking up another 12 on the inside of turn 3. And Interstellar being sent to the penalty box, this time for a back block.
Back block penalties happening a lot more often now with the new rule.
Now, yes. So 29 seconds left on this game clock. I can't see Killer Vegan calling this one off. Not while Interstellar's taking a seat over there.
Although she may elect to freeze Interstellar in the penalty box.
Interstellar now on her feet, so 10 seconds. So Killer Vegan up, trying to find a way through, or trying to break a way through that Tri-City defense, who's now managed to marshal.
And Interstellar out of the penalty box. We have an empty Restaurant Gus penalty box to start the next jam.
Not for long. We have a player being sent to the penalty box for a multiplayer block. That's number 92, Nerdalicious.
And a 20-0 jam for Gotham.
That's not what you want to be looking at if you're Tri-City.
Killer Vegan is not the jammer you want to give a power jam to.
It's all right.
So 23 points now, the separation. But as we saw, Tri-City came back from being down 19-0 in the beginning of the game. So I suspect that they'll be able to close this gap as well.
So Scary Poppins finding a way through on the inside of turn 1 to pick up lead jam for Gotham. Tri-City Notorious LIV is currently struggling behind B-Sting. And Werewolf with a huge hit which drives Notorious LIV down. Scary Poppins recycled back behind the packs as Werewolf is called for a directional penalty. And Notorious LIV is being sent to the penalty box for a track cut. So that is going to give Scary Poppins picking up a penalty. I didn't see the penalty call, but with Notorious LIV going into the penalty box, that's going to release Scary Poppins. And having served only 2 seconds of a penalty, that's going to release Notorious LIV. So a quick changeover of players in this jam.
And this jam has another full minute left on it as we have no more lead jammer.
Okay, big hit by Brutal Bree. Unfortunately, an illegal contact, that's going to put Brutal Bree into the penalty box. And we have a back block being called against someone.
Someone that's not leaving the track at this point.
No. Notorious LIV again stuck behind B-Sting and Werewolf. Scary Poppins restarting that drive through. Finds a line on the outside of Nerdalicious. And someone else.
And another track cut penalty being assessed to Notorious LIV.
That's 3 penalties in this jam so far. Scary Poppins, Brutal Bree back on the track and throwing a hit on to Scary Poppins and pushing her off the track. So allowing Brutal Bree, great block there, great awareness, allowing the defense to marshal.
And that time not taking a penalty for the hit.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a late hit call on Brutal Bree.
So he's going to start the next jam in the penalty box alongside Nerdalicious. So a 5-3 pack advantage for Gotham, having picked up 6 points on that jam, now stand at 29 points ahead.
And a little, I believe it's some asthma inhalers being administered in the penalty box.
I think we're going to need some down here too.
We're setting Vivicious 3-3-3 to the jammer line on this start.
So Vivicious on the jam line for Gotham Juniors. Tri-City are sending out Notorious LIV and Vivicious. First jam and picks up lead jam very quickly. So we'll see if that trio, Chublokia, led by Chublokia, can manage to hold that down, but Vivicious
Amazing toe stop work.
finds a line on the inside and on the toe stops. Notorious LIV back on track and with a good hit by Savvy Bomb. Recycles Vivicious back to the back of the pack.
And Notorious LIV may have been looking for her pivot, who has now gone to the Restaurant Gus penalty box, but she did get through and make her initial pass.
Illegal star pass attempt happening on that pass.
Okay, so that will be an illegal star pass penalty, which is why the pivot's gone. However, it's not retaining any time in the Restaurant Gus penalty box. And so both packs will start complete.
And a great timeout call by Tri-City. This is the time where you want to settle everything down. It's getting a little exciting. Gotham has pulled ahead now by 36 points. Still totally manageable. We have 35 minutes and 51 seconds remaining in this game. That's all the time in the world to make up a 36-point deficit.
And we've had 2 20-point jams already in the game.
Absolutely. Also, Derby fans, if you're listening, keep in mind that La Classique Georgia W Tush, this is the second last weekend of WFTDA-recognized tournaments. Next weekend will be the last weekend of WFTDA-recognized tournaments for 2019. And it's going to end with Hometown Throwdown next weekend, the 21st to the 23rd in Portland, Oregon. And that's hosted by Rose City Rollers. And ECDX, East Coast Derby Extravaganza, June 21st to 23rd. In Festerville, Trevose, Pennsylvania, hosted by Philly Roller Derby. Don't miss your chance. If you're on the East Coast or the West Coast, you got a chance to get to one of those.
Some quality derby action coming. And if you can't get to there, remember, follow WFTDA on social media. And don't forget to check out the Twitch channel. So we have Killer Vegan up against Candy Crusher. We've not seen these two against each other for almost 10 jams now. Killer Vegan with a lovely spin move on the inside manages to beat Shotgun Shelby and pick up lead jam for Gotham Juniors. Candy Crusher with star in hand is struggling against Malice in Wonderland Little Orphan Slammy as Killer Vegan manages to get an underside pass on the pack to get 4 points. We've had a star pass. We now have jamming for Tri-City Cinderella. And makes the initial pass. And so now has the opportunity to pick up some points. Tri-City doing a great job of holding Killer Vegan behind until the offense get involved, allowing Killer Vegan to pick up another 8 points. And we now have a scoring ratio of 2-1. Gotham Juniors 88, Tri-City 44.
I can do that derby math.
Nice.
Jammer on the line for Tri-City. It's number 1977.
So remember, kids, when your teachers are constantly on at you about mental arithmetic and the importance of it, one day you too could be a derby announcer.
Just like Killer Vegan.
So we have Vivicious jamming for the second time this half up against Chublokia, who I believe is jamming for the first time.
I believe you're correct.
And Vivicious on the outside manages to get K-lined by Buddy Bagbird and is recycled to the back of the pack. That was a great late hit.
Beautiful.
Tri-City are losing a player going into the penalty box. And it's Chublokia who is out as lead jammer for the Tri-City Juniors. Tri-City losing another player, this time 620. Matitude for a multiplayer block, and Werewolf has gone into the penalty box for Gotham Juniors.
I would say that the timeout call was a great timeout call by Tri-City.
Absolutely, Chublokia is through and picks up 4 points. Vivicious with a star stash has managed to make through on her initial pass. So it's now in the hands of Chublokia as to when this gets called off. Body Bagbird with a good hit allows the Tri-City tripod to form into turn 2.
And they're going to gamble on their defense here. Tri-City are, as Shublaki getting a wave around from the bench.
And both teams now back at full strength. Our Restaurant Gas penalty box is empty as both Nerdalicious and Wheelwolf have rejoined.
Tough sledding on the straightaway right now.
So, going into turn 3, we have pretty much all of the players.
And a nice drawback on Vivicious.
And it's Buddy Bagbird again who is making life difficult for Vivicious. Not allowing her to use that that agility and that speed. And the jam is called with another 4 points being put up for the Tri-City Juniors, 3 for Gotham. So score now standing at 91-52.
Gotham leading 2 minutes plus on the period clock.
Fans, why don't you give it up for both of these teams? How about that last jam?
Wow, fantastic action.
Candy
So
Crusher
this could potentially be our final jam of the half.
Yeah, we've got Candy Crusher up against Killer Vegan. If you're wondering where Gotham's Cookies and Scream is right now, she's currently sitting out, having picked up an injury during warm-up. Killer Vegan is out as lead jammer for Gotham Juniors. Candy Crusher not far behind now, has made her initial pass and is now going to come through on her scoring. And Killer Vegan, having picked up only a handful of points, calls the jam off. So 4 points for Killer Vegan and no points for Tri-City Juniors. So as they close down on the century, see if they can cross it by the time we get to the half.
Last minute of play in this period. We're going to see a wheel.
Don't forget, folks, if you want to interact with us here on the stream announcers table, you can always comment on the live feed on Facebook. We will try and respond to you as best we can. Wheelwolf, her first jam for quite some time up against Nerdalicious. Wheelwolf has been absolutely blistering in defense and shows she has just as good on the attack. Wheelwolf is out as your lead jammer for Gotham Juniors. 33 seconds left in this half.
We got Derby royalty watching right now. Susie Hot Rod.
Hey, Susie Hot Rod. So, I've never met Susie Hot Rod. I'm sure she's lovely. 42 She-Rex being sent to the penalty box for something as Wheelwolf takes a look at the game clock and calls the jam, having picked up 3 points on that jam. I don't think we're going to have an opportunity to reform. So I think we're probably going to call this. This half is now done with 98 for Gotham Juniors, 52 for Tri-City, and we are at intermission.
And Claire Higgins watching live from Jamaica.
Irie. Sorry, that was terrible. So, New England Roller Derby Report would like to thank their production sponsor, Sociopath. Sociopath is a skater-run business offering custom sewn to order legwear for teams and individuals. Size-inclusive activewear, which is designed to fit you. Sociopath also offers dozens of armbands and helmet cover options for scrimmage and competition. Team discounts are available. Please see sociopath.ca for more details. We will join you again in around about 10 minutes' time. Stay tuned.
À Montréal, qu'est-ce qui est gros?
Hey Mojo,
Yes.
you know what's big in Montreal?
What's big in Montreal?
Hey Booby, what's big in Montreal?
What's big in Montreal? Another thing that's big in Montreal?
Ben, la communauté de Français. Ouais, puis un peu tout le monde a pris une poutine. Hein. Ouais.
Oh, what?
The accent.
Mais là, c'est pas si pire que ça.
Un char, fait que décalisse de la rue. Va te promener dans le champ, si. Va à Saint-Tite, tabarnak, petit voleur de job de calice.
Céline Dion.
The hot dogs, the wieners, the peanuts. Guns.
And gun control.
Sois là ou sois carré!
À Montréal, qu'est-ce qui est gros?
Hey Mojo,
Yes.
you know what's big in Montreal?
What's big in Montreal?
Hey, Booby. What's big in Montreal?
What's big in Montreal? Another thing that's big in Montreal?
Ben, la communauté de Français. Ouais, puis un peu tout le monde a pris une poutine. Hein. Ouais.
Oh, what? The accent.
Mais là, c'est pas si pire que ça.
Pas un char. Fait que décalisse de la rue. Va te promener dans le champ, si. Va à Saint-Tite, tabarnak. C'est voleur de job de calice.
Céline Dion.
The hot dogs, the wieners, the peanuts. Guns.
And gun control.
Sois là ou sois carré.
Hello, welcome back to the second half of Gotham Juniors up against the Tri-City Juniors. Just before we get into things, Jax, how are the penalties looking?
Well, for the Gotham Juniors, Little Orphan Slammy is sitting on 5 penalties. That's the only one in real penalty trouble. We got Ferocious and She-Rex on 3. On the other side, for the pink team, Tri-City Juniors, Brutal Bree sitting on 4 penalties, Matitude also sitting on 4 penalties, and then behind them is Interstellar with 3. So the only one in real penalty trouble at this point would be Little Orphan Slammy sitting on 5.
Roger that. Wow, 52. That was a jam and a half. So we've got Gotham, who have managed to put out lead jam on way more occasions than Tri-City have. So highest scoring jam so far is by Killer Vegan at 20. The highest scoring jam we have for Tri-City Juniors is Cinders Ella with 12. So Tri-City are going to have to step up their game.
Except for whoever got that 52-point jam 10.
Whoever got that, yeah, that was amazing.
That was yeah.
If you didn't see that on the feed, you missed a treat.
We're going to have people commenting going, what did we miss? What did we miss?
Yeah, you missed a 52-point jam. That's what you missed.
All right. Once again, shout out to us. We're watching you on Facebook Live, so if you want to give a special shout out to somebody, post it, we're watching, we'll see it. Hopefully if the feed's working correctly.
Which it is, because our lovely director is telling us that it is. Thanks,
It
Jess.
is. I mean on my phone.
Yeah, not my phone.
No, not your phone.
Not my phone, like you stole at the half. So we have jamming for Gotham Juniors. Killer Vegan is out first, and we have Red, who is jamming for Tri-City Juniors, but with a jammer on jammer block. Red didn't notice she put a skate out of bounds, and so is being called for a track cut. Now you may notice that Gotham have fewer skaters on the track than Tri-City. We are starting with a couple of players in the penalty box. Killer Vegan is out through Asley Jam and now on a scoring pass. And as the Gus penalty box empties, just Red sits there by her lonesome. Killer Vegan sides through, picks up 4 and crosses the century boundary. 102 plays 52.
The Apex would like to give a shout out to Oryx and Break working the penalty box.
Body bag bird being called to the penalty box for a directional block as Red is released into the field. Killer Vegan has picked up another 8. And Killer Vegan unable to make it stick around the inside of Matitude. And so has to recycle back and try again. Red through, picking up her initial pass. Killer Vegan picking up another 4. And calls off that jam. So 12 unanswered points by Gotham, putting a stamp early on the second half.
This next jam brought to you by Tourise from Montreal. Candy Crusher to the line for Tri-City. Vicious.
And we'll keep an eye and see if Cookies and Scream does come back in for the second half. I do see her sitting behind the player bench. Still in the medic area.
So we have Vivicious jamming for Gotham and Candy Crusher for Tri-City. Vivicious, third jam today, and is out Asley Jam. Candy Crusher, one of the mainstays of the Tri-City Jammer line, but has been struggling the last few jams to get through. As she is on this jam. Finds a line on the inside that was opened out for Vivicious and blocks Vivicious from getting any kind of points.
That was a beautiful, beautiful move by Candy Crusher.
Yeah, she read that line well. So Vivicious running into her own blocker and driven to the knee pads and calls off the jam for a pickup of 2. Gotham putting another 60-point lead now up on the Tri-City Juniors. Tri-City now have to do something rather special to get back into this game.
And I suspect that if we see another Gotham lead here, we may get a timeout call from the Tri-City bench.
Yeah.
So
So we have Killer Vegan jamming for Gotham Juniors, and we have Red jamming for Tri-City. Not the first time these two have faced each other. Killer Vegan recycled back, got a lovely block by 888. Skady McPain, but Red sent to the penalty box for illegal contact. Killer Vegan now up and scoring and runs straight into Katie McGrath. Sorry, I'm getting Hayden McGrath, but that's a different team. Killer Vegan manages to find a line on the inside of turn 4, picked up the 4 points as Tri-City now reform. And a lovely toe stop run, manages to pace out. I'll get this name in a second. Skiddy McPain.
Star pass by Red. Now
James Blonde.
James Blonde, yes.
But Red being sent to the penalty box again.
So James Blonde still holding the star, but it would be in her best interest to drop it on the track as Red is in the box as the jammer. Oh, and good move by James Blonde. Throws the star to the penalty box for Red.
Yeah, so an illegal star pass. So was that a star pass taking place after the penalty?
Oh, the bench is Red's like, what do I do? And the bench hollering at her to come back and pick up the star. Red looking a little frustrated at this point.
Tri-City pivot. James Blunt to the Restaurant Gus penalty box.
So multiple penalties racking up for both sides now. There's no space for James Blonda in the penalty box, so she'll be called in a little while. And we have a 5-2 pack, 5-3 pack advantage. So huge jam for Killavegan, putting up another 12 points. That's going to take her to 12, 24, 44 points in 3 huge jams, and extending that lead out on Tri-City.
Just 2 blockers on the track for Tri-City to start the next jam. Red looking very frustrated in the penalty box. A little bit of confusion in that jam.
I can understand if this is one of those things that you're not trained for and you're not trained to do, because I can't see that this necessarily is covered in many training sessions.
So we have an official timeout right now, and Red's confusion may have been warranted because they are pulling her out of the penalty box. Wait and see. She had 0 penalties in the first half, so she could not have fouled out at this point.
So Candy Crusher has taken her spot in the penalty box. We have a power start for Gotham Juniors, which is not the best position that the Tri-City Juniors can be in at this point. And we have Malice in Wonderland on this power start for Gotham.
Just 2 blockers on the track for Tri-City, but some stellar defending.
Some great work by James Blonde, and again by Buddy Bagbird, really making her presence felt. As 2 blockers come out of the penalty box for Tri-City, Malice in Wonderland is now on a scoring pass.
And James Blonde goes in as those 2 came out.
Candy Crusher now released from that penalty box. Still has to complete the initial pass. Malice in Wonderland has picked up 4 points already. Okay, some last-minute blocking there by Savvy Bomb is going to recycle Malice in Wonderland to behind the defensive lines, making their life really making life really difficult for Candy Crusher. Malice in Wonderland finds a line through and picks up another 4 points. And that's Little Orphan Slammy, who was making life a little tricky for Candy Crusher, but Candy Crusher is now through on a scoring pass. Malice in Wonderland looking to pick up another 4 points before this jam is ended. And manages to pick up no extra points, 8 points to 0. Great work by Candy Crusher to force that call.
And we got a message here coming in from Claire Turner. Her 3 youngest children all play Derby. They're enjoying this juniors game. Excuse me. And we'll give a shout out to Psychos Ninja, Psychosis, and Ginger Ninja. 3 ninjas all in the same house. Where are you all from? What league?
I'm sensing a theme.
A theme.
Psycho Ninjas.
So let us know where you're from, Ninja family, and what league you skate for. And thank you for chiming in today.
Killavegan up against Notorious LIV again. Killavegan is out as lead jam again, as Shotgun Shelby is called to the penalty box. So that's going to give a 5-4 pack advantage to Gotham. Tri-City do have a scoring opportunity, but Killavegan takes the 4 points and calls off the jam. So Tri-City Juniors really have to turn things around now. And so we're sending out Buddy Bagbird as jammer. Buddy Bagbird, who last time on the jam managed to pick up quite a significant point total.
And thus far, Gotham has held Tri-City scoreless for this entire second half start.
And leadless.
And leadless.
So Vivicious on the jam line for Gotham, and Buddy Bagbird with that great stability under extreme pressure manages to hold the skates and takes the first lead of this second half for Tri-City Juniors.
So Psycho's Ninja, Psychosis, and Ginger Ninja all skate with Newcastle Junior Roller Derby in the UK.
Ah, the old homestead.
There you go.
Awesome. I won't insult you by doing the accent because my Geordie accent is terrible. Body Bag Bird picks up 4 points as Vivicious completes her initial pass and is now looking to pick up some points of her own. We have a Gotham pivot in the penalty box. It didn't see the call. As Body Bag Bird is looking to break through that tripod. Shotgun Shelby recycling Vivicious to behind the Tri-City defense. But Vivicious finds a line through on the outside, but is blocked out at the last by Savvy Bomb. And Body Bag Bird calls off the jam, having picked up another 4 points. However, Gotham picking up 3. That's going to bring Tri-City Juniors to 60 points.
Their first points of the half.
First points of the half, and Gotham to 139.
Body Bag Bird having a fantastic game today, blocking, pivoting, and jamming all around the triple threat. How about a shout out to Montreal Roller Derby for putting on La Classique Georgia W Tush 2nd edition.
It's wonderful stuff. Love it every time we get to come to Montreal. Notorious LIV jamming for Tri-City and handing them their second lead jam of the half. Killer Vegan, who is jamming for Gotham and is being called to the penalty box for a low block coming in at great speed and running directly into that defense. That's going to give Notorious LIV a wonderful opportunity on this power jam to pick up as many points as possible. Wheel Wolf being released from the penalty box. Another Gotham blocker going into the penalty box. It looks like Malice in Wonderland. And so with a 5-3 pack advantage, Notorious LIV picking up 8 points now in this jam. Let's see how many more can be added as the pack stationary in the back straight.
Excellent sweeping by the Tri-City Junior blockers.
So now adding some offensive work on the assist as Killer Vegan rejoins the track. Tri-City call off the jam for a 12-1 jam. So that's going to close the gap now to 68 points.
Less than half.
That's a good pickup for Tri-City and a much needed scoreline. Scary Poppins on the jam line. Up against Candy Crusher. First time these two have faced each other this game, I believe. As Candy Crusher gets out as lead jam. That's now 3 in 3 for Tri-City. So there's obviously been a conversation on the bench, and the players have now upped their game. Some great defensive work by Shotgun Shelby. Manages to disrupt Scary Poppins. Scary Poppins out through and scoring now. And it's Candy Crusher who's now trying to make her way through that disarrayed defense and picks up 4 points.
Getting a signal from her bench to keep the jam going. Again, they're going to bank on their defense. It's number 21, Cinderzella, heading to the penalty box on a track cut. And the defense was a good bet to bet on their defense because they are able to hold Scary Poppins.
Candy Crusher, rather than trying to go around Vivicious, is trying to go through Vivicious. And Malice in Wonderland covering that outside line and blocking Candy Crusher out. As the Gotham defense makes itself wide across that track. Scary. And Star Pass. We now have Bee-Sting jamming for Gotham Juniors, picking up 3 points in the process. Cinderzella back on track. Restaurant Gus penalty box is empty. Candy Crusher stranded behind Scary Poppins. 42 is somewhere. She-Rex and Scary Poppins calls off that jam. 8 points to 3 brings Tri-City Juniors into 80 points.
Tri-City currently on a 28-7 scoring run right now for the last 3 jams.
And the unmistakable bright green hair of Kaio Kenshi somewhere behind the boards. Always nice to see Kaio. So we have Killer Vegan up against Notorious LIV, and Notorious LIV squeezing through a very tight gap to pick up lead jam for Tri-City. That's now 4 from 4. Killer Vegan is out and fast on those skates. So LIV is going to have to get some serious speed on. But we have a 4-3 pack advantage. Notorious LIV size through that defense. Killer Vegan finding a similar line. Both players picking up 4 points.
All she has to do is pass one. She gets 3, so let's see if she can get in there. A good job by the Gotham Juniors to get to the front of the pack.
But Killer Vegan overtakes and cuts through, picks up 4. Tube block here, opens up a line through for her jammer, allowing her to pick up 4. So a drawn jam. Gotham Juniors 151 to Tri-City 88. We are almost halfway through this second half.
4 consecutive lead jams for Tri-City. After 4 consecutive lead jams by Gotham to open the second half.
Yeah, Tri-City really saying if you want to win this, you are going to have to get through us. And we're not that easy. And we have Cinders Ella on the outside. A huge turn of speed brings the 5th lead jam in a row for Tri-City Juniors. Wheel Wolf is very quick on the skates too, so Cinders Ella is going to have to watch that inside line. Wheel Wolf, as we've already seen, is just as capable in offense as she is in defense. But on the inside toe stops, Cinders Ella puts up 4 points, and Wheel Wolf is called to the penalty box. Didn't quite see that call. Hopefully we'll see it on the replay. Cinders Ella picking up another 4 points. As Cinders Ella pushes through by any means necessary. Trying to pick up some more points. Scary Poppins now being sent to the penalty box. We now have a 5-3 pack advantage to Tri-City Juniors. As Cinders Ella picks up another 4 points. So the defense reorganizing themselves as she goes in and down.
A penalty being assessed, but who is it being assessed to? Number 92, the pivots for Tri-City Nerdalicious for the high block.
Cinders Ella out and picking up another 4 points. Wheel Wolf released from the penalty box, finds a line through on the inside, picking up 4. That takes Tri-City through the century and 55 points behind Gotham Juniors.
So that's 5 consecutive lead jams for Tri-City, and they are outscoring Gotham 48-19 in the last 5 jams. Fantastic. 55 points, just the separation. We still have just under 14 minutes remaining. That is so much time left on the board to cover a 55-point spread.
Well, just over 50 points is practically a drawing derby, right?
Pretty much.
So we have a team timeout taken by Gotham. At this point, we'd like to remind you that you can find WFTDA 463 leagues spanning 6 continents. You can find them at WFTDA.com, along with a whole host of how-tos, penalty codes and signals, everything you can find at WFTDA.com. You can also find them on social media at WFTDA. Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. It's facebook.com/WFTDA. You can also find WFTDA.tv and hashtags for the postseason. Hashtag WFTDA Cups, Playoffs, and Champs.
And stick around at 2 p.m. It's going to be one heck of a game with Victorian All-Stars taking on the Gotham All-Stars. Oh my goodness, token red shirt.
That is a game not to be missed.
I get to sit and be a fan for that one.
We can fangasm together, it's fine. We have Killer Vegan out and jamming for Gotham Junior and Bodybag Bird jamming for Tri-City. Bodybag Bird, who had the drop on Killer Vegan last jam, these two were together, but it's Killer Vegan who's got the speed and some wonderful backwards toe stop running. Sends Killer Vegan through the pack to pick up 4 points. It's an amazing awareness.
Wow, wow, that's all I can say.
Okay, some great checking there from
Bree.
Thank you. It's Bree again. Manages to stymie Killer Vegan by just a few seconds, but Killer Vegan putting up another 4 points. And we have a power jam for Gotham as Bodybag Bird is being sent to the penalty box for a forearm.
And again, this is not the jammer you want on the track for a power jam. Killer Vegan will decimate a team in one jam.
And she'll burn through that clock too. So this jam I wouldn't suggest is going to get called off anytime soon. As on the outside, it's a last-minute check by Brutal Bree.
But Brutal Bree also went down, so Killer Vegan reset right away and came back in, but then Brutal Bree had blocking out of play.
And Body Bag Bird is going to the penalty box for a back block, so that's going to give Killer Vegan 22 more seconds with no other jammer, and we have 5-3 pack advantage to Gotham. So Gotham have the opportunity now to put up some more points with no ability to be answered by Tri-City. Shrugging off James Blonde with some just awesome skills. That's 24 points now on this jam. That's our highest scoring jam this half, and that's going to stretch their lead to 79 points.
That is absolutely not what Tri-City wanted to see at this point.
Tri-City, who had worked so hard in this half.
And an excellent use of timeouts by the Tri-City bench. They were on that 5 consecutive lead jam run, outscoring 48-19, and then Gotham comes right back with a 24-point jam. So yes, good time to reset.
There's an iPhone with radar stickers without service, and we're surmising that that means that it would have been someone visiting this lovely area.
So we have Tri-City, who will be starting with 2 of their players in the penalty box. So that's Buddy Bagbird and Brutal Bree, both of who've been instrumental in the Tri-City game plan so far.
Have no fear, it is at the front table, and it is currently being
This is Chad, this is Jax, this is me. Thank you, camera
Oh,
people.
were we on camera?
Yeah.
I missed it.
Yeah, you were too busy staring at the feed.
I was.
Oh, man, that's great. You were booger mining.
Perfect.
Did you reach gold?
Always.
Always.
Anything worth doing is worth doing right.
Absolutely, but I've always heard tell stop at the brain cells. Wheel Wolf, who is out and jamming and lead jam for Gotham. Brutal Bree is right off the pack and runs into a shoulder.
In the face.
A shoulder in the face. So this jam's going to be called off just as we get some medical attention. So we're going to reset this jam.
And Medic's tending to Skater on the bench and now out on the track.
So we'd like to remind you that 2 more WFTDA-recognized events are happening, and they are both happening next weekend. In Portland, Oregon, you'll find the Hometown Throwdown hosted by Rose City Rollers, and the East Coast Derby Extravaganza in Feasterville, Trevose, Pennsylvania, which is hosted by Philly Roller Derby. Not to forget, though,
November 15th to the 17th.
Absolutely.
November 15th to the 17th at Centre Claude Robillard, right here in Montreal, Quebec. For the first time in WFTDA history, the championships will be held outside the United States. Tickets go on sale Monday, as they do for all postseason WFTDA activities.
And those activities are August 9 to 11th, the Continental Cup North America West in Orem, Utah. Between the 23rd and 25th of August, the Continental Cup North America East in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Between the 6th and 8th of September, the International WFTDA Playoffs in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And between September 13th and 15th. It's my birthday on that day, you know.
Well, happy birthday early.
Thank you. The International WFTDA Playoffs in Seattle, Washington, and October 5th to 6th, because not seeing fit to only have the US, we're also going to have the European Continental Cup in Helsinki, Finland. And as Jax mentioned, November 15th to 17th. Mark it in your calendars. History. She's okay. Mark it in your calendars. History will be made as International WFTDA Championships come to Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Brutal Bree is up fine, signaling to the crowd with a finger in the air and a very loud voice saying, "I'm okay."
It was probably one of those, maybe a hit to the nose and the eyes water, and you just need a second to reset.
Why are we on camera again? Hello, everyone.
Hi. I was paying attention that time.
And you weren't
Exactly.
going for brains.
No mining.
No mining.
Good to see Brutal Bree. She's over on the medics bench and going to sit there for 3 jams.
11:30 left to go.
Unless they put her in concussion protocol.
100 for Tri-City.
Having had repeated blows to the nose whilst playing rugby as a youth, I can attest how painful and disorienting that is.
Yes. And sometimes you just need a minute.
So we have Will Wolf jamming for Gotham Juniors, who has been so dangerous on the track all game. Candy Crusher, who is jamming for Tri-City and manages to find an open line through and is out as lead jammer. Will Wolf is through 2 and is closing fast. So this is going to be a foot race as to who can get through the defense with enough time.
And again, Gotham always getting that front position.
Will Wolf, who's already round 1 blocker and is now looking to get through another 3. James Blonde managing to butt out Will Wolf. But Will Wolf holding the skates on the second butt out attempt and holds it for 4 points.
Penalty being assessed to number 11, Red.
And Candy Crusher, having picked up 4 points, is going to limit the damage Will Wolf can do with any further points. So 183 to 104. 10 minutes left on the game
79
clock.
points. It can happen.
It can happen. 3 power jams, and this is a completely different game.
Absolutely. Well, as we saw, Killer Vegan picking up 24-point jam. So yeah, 3 of those, and Tri-City's right there.
So jamming for Tri-City is Notorious LIV. Killer Vegan for Gotham Juniors, and with a collision and onto the knee pads, Notorious LIV unfortunately gets held up, gives Killer Vegan an opportunity to get out as lead jammers. The packs speed up now. Killer Vegan finds a line through on the outside and a quick hop through, picks up 4 points and calls off the jam. Great awareness, great pack speed, managing to stretch it out so Notorious LIV cannot catch up, giving Vegan a chance to score unopposed. Almost textbook. I've seen adult teams who have not managed to be able to pull off that move.
Candy Crusher and Wheel Wolf on the jammer line.
What's up, Mark? Mark says, "What's up, nerds?"
Hey, dude. Will Wolf jamming for Gotham and is out as lead jammer. Candy Crusher, who was hoping to find a very quick line through, has been unable to, and now being stymied behind a great brace pair. Takes off the star, but doesn't look as if we've been able to pass that on.
But there's Candy Crusher on her initial pass.
Red being sent to the penalty box. Red has to be close to fouling out at this point.
She had 0 penalties for the first half, so that's good news. She's taken possibly 4. She had those 2 jammer penalties in the same jam.
So
4 unopposed points by Will Wolf. That's going to bring them close to the second century mark. Tri-City Juniors 104. 8 minutes left to play, and it really looks like Gotham have got a stranglehold on this game now. Looks like Tri-City are tiring.
Tri-City Juniors should be very proud of themselves and how they've played this game, however. Like they've played a strong game, and if it weren't for a few solid jams by Killer Vegan, the scoreline would be way different.
Absolutely, and giving Killer Vegan that an opportunity to skate without another jammer on the track is really what's done the damage. Killer Vegan holding it on the front wheels and a spin move to get lead jam for Gotham Juniors. Notorious LIV jamming for Tri-City around the outside of B-Sting, but unfortunately picks up a track cut penalty, and that's going to give Killer Vegan an opportunity with a power jam. Body Bag Bird blocking out Killer Vegan, but some great awareness by She-Rex takes Body Bag Bird out of play and allows Killer Vegan to rejoin earlier than. But a great comeback by Body Bag Bird once again, blocking out Killer Vegan. But Killer Vegan very stable on those skates, picks up another 4 points around the outside. James Blonde being called to the penalty box for a forearm. As Killer Vegan comes back around. Shotgun Shelby rejoining the track after serving her 30-second penalty.
And a great takeout by Killer Vegan to the outside of turn 1.
Yeah, Malice in Wonderland picking up a low block penalty for dropping to the floor and taking Body Bagbird out of play. That is Shotgun Shelby with a huge block on Killer Vegan. So Tri-City beaten up on Killer Vegan just a little bit, trying to disrupt that scoring flow, and is doing a great job of it. Notorious LIV back on the track.
That block that almost took out Chublakia. As Killer Vegan, some indirect contact of Killer Vegan's helmet to the nose of Chublakia.
So the star has been passed now to Body Bagbird. And is out on a scoring pass. Killer Vegan seeing it go. Stops 1 point shy of the double century. And as we watch the replay, Chublakia, who moves to the inside to cover that line against Killer Vegan and manages to make the block stick, but that stability of Killer Vegan just holds that line and allows her to skate on. 5 minutes left to play. Wheel Wolf up for Gotham Juniors and out as lead jam. Candy Crusher trying to find a line in between, but the Gotham defense just closing the door.
Just 2 blockers on the track for Tri-City, so Wheel Wolf, not much resistance.
So Candy Crusher is now out on a scoring pass. Wheel Wolf has already picked up 4 points. So Candy Crusher is now just going to stay in front of Wheel Wolf and try and make life just a little bit more difficult.
Wheel Wolf doesn't mind this at all because it's burning the clock.
And we've got a multiplayer block being called against one of the players. Wheel Wolf through and picks up another 4 points and then calls off the jam. So Gotham Juniors now through the 2 century, 207 to 108, 99 points the difference. 4 minutes to go, and it looks as Gotham Juniors have now just put this game away.
Absolutely. But again, Tri-City Juniors, what a fantastic game. The skill, the perseverance, they came back a couple of times throughout this game, and it's been a fantastic game, one of the best games that we've seen this weekend.
Now, I know we've been heaping praise on Killer Vegan and Wheel Wolf from Gotham, but Body Bagbird really has shone in this game for Tri-City. She's been absolutely everywhere, stunning in offense as jamming, stunning in defense with blocking and cycling.
I would also say Notorious LIV had some solid jams.
Absolutely.
Picking up lead jammer status, the first lead jammer status for Tri-City. And Brutal Bree.
Yeah.
And James Blonde.
Absolutely.
Fantastic efforts.
So Killer Vegan picking up 4 points, another 4 points, and lead jam for Gotham Juniors, and calls off the jam as Notorious LIV moves around to score. Killer Vegan, the top scoring jammer in this game now. 215 plays, 108 as the clock slowly ticks down. So do the chances of Tri-City Juniors making a comeback.
Candy Crusher and Beasting on the jammer line.
So there may be a Raptors parade happening at some point in Toronto today.
Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning?
Tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning. I shall not be attending.
I won't either, sadly, because I will still be in Montreal.
And I'll be back home in Ottawa working. Damn it. So up on the jam line, we have Beasting for her first jam for Gotham Juniors today and is out as lead jam. And Candy Crusher jamming for Tri-City. First time we've seen Beasting today, but Beasting was absolutely shone in the game against Montreal yesterday and is shining right now, picking up an easy 4 points. Her skate speed is absolutely amazing.
Out of the last 9 jams, Tri-City has only been able to pick up lead once.
Attitude
So 2 minutes left to play. Bee Sting being stymied behind Savvy Bomb. And we've had a star pass. Chublokia now jamming, her first time jamming for Tri-City Juniors. Bee Sting still jamming for Gotham Juniors, having picked up 8 points. But this is a scoring pass for Tri-City now. And the jam is called. And Tri-City are going to call a timeout. So that voice you can hear in the background is the venerable Mr. Whistler, veteran of Derby announcers, and thoroughly nice guy.
Oh, we made that mention of the Raptors parade tomorrow when we got a hashtag We the North from the Apex. That's right, We the North. Raptors winning the first NBA championship outside the U.S.
Is that some kind of sport?
It is.
Okay.
It's a Canadian sport.
Oh, I see.
Canada doesn't just have hockey. We also invented basketball. Little known fact.
No, I know that. But basketball?
Basketball.
I'm kidding.
It's a you dribble and not down your chin.
Okay.
That's like Derby after party.
Ah.
Not the Derby after party dribble. The ball bouncing on the floor.
I'm with you. I kid folks. I know sports. I'm just not a massive fan. Give me Derby, give me curling, and I'm a good guy. Oh, and rugby.
Somebody put a purple piece of construction paper up on the window behind us that says, Go Raptors.
So if you lost it in one of the bathrooms, it's been found and it's at the front table.
Somebody lost a cell phone.
He said map room, and all I've got now is a treasure hunt in my head.
Like, where's Waldo?
Oh, bathroom. Sorry, I heard map room. That's different. A map room would be awesome, like Tanith. So we have Killer Vegan, who is jamming for Gotham Juniors, and Out Asley Jam. Bodybag Bird, who is up apparently on the scoreboard as jammer, but it's not. It's notorious LIV, who is being called for a back block to the penalty box. That's going to give Killer Vegan an opportunity to run this clock down and put yet more points up on the board for Gotham Juniors.
And there is 20 seconds difference between the jam clock and the game clock, so this could be our final jam of the game.
So Killer Vegan running into Shotgun Shelby. And we have a multiplayer block being called, and Shotgun Shelby is going to the penalty box. Killer Vegan picking up another 4 points on the go-round. 5-3 pack advantage, 5-4 pack advantage now to Gotham Juniors. 32 seconds left on the game clock as we've had a star pass. Bodybag Bird now jamming for Tri-City Juniors.
See, it was a premonition by the scorekeepers that Bodybag Bird would eventually be jamming in this jam.
Yep. Killer Vegan, 12 points up on the jam. 15 seconds left now on the game clock. So Killer Vegan can call this off at any time, and that will be our game done. But not content with the number of points she's got already. Holds the line on the outside of turn 4 to pick up another 4 points. And as the period clock comes to a close, we've now got 20 seconds left on the jam clock as Bodybag Bird is sent to the concrete by Willwolf. The time will now stop.
And this will be the end of the game.
And this will be the end of the
game. We
game.
hope Bodybag Bird is all right, holding her shoulder and in some discomfort for sure.
So while we're here, we'd like to thank New England Roller Derby Report for bringing you all this footage on Facebook Live. We'd like to thank Low Life Montreal Skate Shop, who have been here supporting our skaters for whoever knows how long, and Restaurant Gus for the penalty box. Seriously, what I'm impressed by is the sheer number of volunteers that have come out to support this event.
And from all over.
And from all over too. We have announcers in from Toronto. We've got guys in from Ottawa. We've got guys who've come up from New York. Everywhere.
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 And I know the officiating crew have come in from all over. And Bodybag Bird getting up and skating off in some discomfort, but on her own power. And she's going to go to the medical bench, and the medics will further assess her.
And there is no ounce of quit in that skater, is there?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Sign of things to come for Tri-City.
Absolutely. Outstanding player for you?
Outstanding player for me would have to be, I'm going to give it to Bodybag Bird.
Yeah. I'd agree with you. She's been absolutely phenomenal throughout this game. Close second would be Wheel Wolf. She was everywhere for Gotham. So with a final score standing at 239 to Gotham Juniors and 112 to Tri-City Juniors. Gotham Juniors have now won both their games this weekend as they come to the track. And we're going to sign off and let the next crew get in here for the game coming up. Don't go anywhere, folks. We have not arch rivals. We've got Gotham All-Stars coming up against the Victorian Roller Derby All-Stars. Just before we go, New England Roller Derby Report would like to thank their production sponsor, Sociopath. Sociopath is a skater-run business offering custom sewn to order leg wear for teams and individuals. Size-inclusive activewear designed to fit you. Sociopath offers dozens of armbands and helmet cover options for scrimmage and competition. Team discounts are available. Please see sociopath.ca for more details. Jax, thank you very much.
Thank you, and a big thank you to our producer.
Big thank you to producer Liam. Thank you very much, Chad. We'll see you again. My name's Second Red Shirt. See you later.
Cheers.